Alrighty. Hi, beautiful people. Today I wanted to talk about a message that God has put on my heart to speak on, and I definitely feel like this is a more of like a heavier topic to talk about in a sense. Um, so I wanted to talk about today. Don't be afraid to question everything. Like, I don't know who this message is for, but God is saying, don't be afraid to question everything. And I want you to really like think about that when I say that, because even what I'm saying, I want you to question it. I don't want you to just take in information, just continue to consume information over and over and over and over again for the sake of consuming it and absorbing it as your truth. Okay, no one can tell you your own truth except you, and this is why it's very important that we look within ourselves to find out what it is that works for us, instead of just consuming content and saying that this is me, or that's me, this is me. Like, every time you find yourself saying this is me, that is just simply your ego. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because also, like, I was watching one of my one of she was one of, I was gonna say she was one of my favorite content creators, but I'm in the process of learning to detach how I feel from the content that I consume, because everybody has opinions, and like you and me, I have opinions that you might not agree with, and you other people that you watch might have opinions that you might not agree with, whatever. But she said this particular comment about how there's no such thing as good witchcraft, right? And I want to touch on this. She was like, God wouldn't like condemn you to do witchcraft, because it's you taking your power into your own hands, and that's controlled. So that's not God, right? And I want to talk on this because we all we all have different ways to get to different conclusions, like different ways to feel enlightenment, different ways to connect to God. And that's why God created so many different options for us. He didn't just create one option, because everybody is unique in their own way. So if he created one option, one shoes does not fit all. So not everybody would be interested in this version, that version. And I say this because, she's religious, and I want to talk about this topic because religion has also created a division between God and people, right? You see God as this very judgmental person who has all these requirements in order for you to worship him. That's what religion teaches, right? And all of those things are fear based. Like, when I want you guys to question everything, because I want you to develop your own relationship with God. When you develop your own relationship with God, he'll show you in what ways that you are broken. He will heal you from the inside out. And he does not judge you for the things that you do. He knows what is in your heart. So if you have pure intentions, he will work with you. He will work with you until you've said that you don't want to work with him, because everything is free will. And, like, people consider manifestation witchcraft. I partake in manifestation. I partake in witchcraft. So when she said this comment, my ego was a little bit bruised. I'm gonna be honest, because I was like God, if you, in my eyes, if you worship God, you should be all inclusive, like how he is. But like, not everybody can be like that, because we are not God, right? He loves us unconditionally and without any type of judgment. But humans have created this way that we judge one another based off of what we believe in, all what we're wearing, the clothes we're wearing, the things we think, that our opinions. But guys, I want you to really realize that if you really think about it, at the end of the day, we are all worshiping the same thing. Whether manifestation calls it your higher self, or religion calls it God. But don't allow anybody to tell you what God says about you, right? Because they don't know you. And this is why I really wanted to come on here to talk about this, because at some point religion has had caused like a rift between me and God, because I believe that he would not love me for who I am at my core, right? Because there's all these rules that come with religion as to how who can worship God, or how God will accept you. But those are all fear-based. If they just stopped for a second and really developed their own relationship with God, they will know that God loves you unconditionally. He does not judge you for for the things that you like. For example, if you are gay, why will he completely shun an entire group of people because your God said so. And I really do want you guys to just question everything, because it doesn't make any sense. Like, I feel like humans don't realize that we were the ones who created judgment and punishment for judgment, shame, guilt, blame, to point the finger at whomever. And I'm not just like knocking religion. There is stuff wrong with people who manifest too. You know what I mean? Like, that whole community of manifestation, there's people in there who are saying that you have to do nothing to get all your manifestations, and that is not true. God will work with you for your shadow work, because you cannot get your manifestations, your blessings, without shadow work. It matters what is in your heart to God. It does not matter what form of religion you take up. There's no wrong form of religion. And when you start to push that idea out there, you sway people back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that's why I want you guys to develop your own relationship. Whatever clicks for you, whatever works for you, is what works for you. Don't just listen to what somebody has to say and take it in as facts, because what I'm saying could not even be facts. And you're sitting here like, okay, yeah, she's right, she's right, she's right. Question it. Look it up. Figure out your own relationship with God. Like, for me, when I was younger, they told me that, all kinds of witchcraft was bad. You just stay away from all those things. But for me, witchcraft, I I enjoy it. It is something that God shows me that I can have my own power as well. And at the end of the day, he has the final say, because if it's not right for me, he's just gonna be like, you know what, Kamoya, this is not right for you. So you will not get this. I will give you maybe a different version of it. Either way, he gets the final say. So as long as I'm not using it to manipulate, control other people, he will align me with the blessings that I desire, because I see it in my waking life right now. So when you go on the internet and people are telling you that certain things are bad, or you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, those are all fear-based. Because shortly after that, she mentioned that she was a victim of bad witchcraft. So then it allowed me to see that, you know what, like, she had a negative experience, and now she's projecting onto the world as to what she thinks is right and what she does not think is right. We don't have the luxury of doing that. God gets to decide at the end of the day who's good, who's bad. But we create all these labels when there's no such thing as good and bad. There's polarity in everything. So there's religious people who hide under religion, but they're not good. They don't do good things, good deeds. At the end of the day, it's not on us to judge each other. What you want to do with your life is on you. What I want to do with my life is on me. But I want you guys to question everything you know. We've been conditioned for as long as we can remember, and it doesn't stop now. As you begin to raise your consciousness, as the community of manifestation likes to talk about, you are still going to be interacting with the world. You're still going to be interacting with videos and content like this. But you need to question it through your own lens, question it through God, question it through the whatever you want to call it, because at the end of the day, we are still worshiping the same thing. But there's division because people think that their way is the best way, when there's not any best way. It's what way works for you. God created many different ways because he knows that his children are not all the same. So I don't know. I really just wanted to come on here to say that, because I really realized that a lot of us, we've just lost our way, and we definitely turn against each other in any opportunity that there is, because for some reason we want to be the smartest, the most enlightened, the most, well, it doesn't matter, whatever word. But at the end of the day, it's all the same thing that we're worshiping. It's all the same things. We are all literally one consciousness. So nobody is better than anybody. I'm not better than you. You're not better than me. So at the end of the day, question everything that you know. And for those of you guys who consume tarot content, I want you to buy your own tarot cards. You are just as psychic as the people that are reading the cards. Do not let anybody fool you. Otherwise, we are all psychic, okay? You can connect to your cards by simply meditating, visualizing white light pouring down from heaven, pouring into your heart and pouring into the cards. Just as simple as that. and then you begin to read it in the booklet. It'll give you instructions in the beginning how to connect to your deck. It's not hard. You just have to learn to do it. And I say this to you guys because not every tarot readers online cannot cover what's going on personal with you. Yes, the story can line up majority, but if you're taking it verbatim, you are literally just a feather in the wind watching consuming so much content you can't even do anything. You're just crippled and sitting there. And that's why, because you're not also pulling back out of that and checking in with yourself. So buy your own tarot cards, buy your own oracle cards. Oracle decks are easier to read than tarot. So if you don't want to learn tarot, buy your own oracle cards. Go on Amazon, whichever one resonates with your heart, click on that one. But the reason why I say this is because, you know, I still watch tarot content and oracle content on YouTube, and I have my own deck. However, I was watching videos that were telling me that it was time to take action, take action, take action. When I pulled my own deck, it told me to rest. And that is exactly what I needed. So your deck will tell you what it is that you need. If you believe in this, right, of course, it'll tell you exactly what you need. So don't be just consuming content to consume content. What does your body need? You're not everybody. So the readings online are very generalized, but if you have your own deck, you can back it up by what you're reading. So I I want you guys to just question everything and not just consume things. Because when you overconsume, say you watch 100 videos a day and you do nothing, you keep being yourself paralyzed because you have too much information going into your body all at once. So then you beat yourself up because you're like, I can't do anything, I won't do anything. But it's not you. You just need to literally take a break, check in with yourself. Meditation and prayer will get you a long way, baby. So yeah, those are my messages for today. Don't be afraid to question everything that you know, everything that you've learned as a kid, everything that you believe, because they're all lies. If they're not in alignment with unconditional love, if they're rooted in judgment, shame, blame, or guilt, it is all false. I love you guys. Have a good day.